hack that exposed 37 million hidden affairs. Let's go.
My husband to find companionship.
Wait, whoa, chill.
I cheated on my husband to find companionship.
Like, none of y'all are in here are cheaters. None of y'all in here are cheaters. Come on.
To feel happy and alive again.
Big story today in the world of...
Wait, what did she say?
To feel happy and alive again.
Testimonials portrayed by actors.
Big story today in the world of the internet. Ashley Madison, which is a dating service for married people looking to have an affair. It was hacked.
The fact that this website was even up for like how long it was. Is it even, bro, is Ashley Madison, is it still up? Oh my god, it is. Life is short, have an affair. Bro, at this point, like, it's the new age, bro. Download like Tinder or something. Why are you going on this? This is the most obvious thing you could ever go on that your partner would look for. Like, that's the first place they would go on.
Today,
my dad reached a point of such hopelessness and despair.
How interesting that a site that is based on...
Okay, I don't know if what I would do if my fucking dad had no... Oh, I feel bad for them. And imagine, like, kids that their dad has an affair, or their parents, dad or mom has an affair, and then they get caught and they know the affair happened. Like, that's just so up. Does that make you a mistake? That doesn't make you a mistake. That doesn't make you a mistake, actually.
Keeping your information private is getting hacked. What happened here?
Unlike fairy tales, not all marriages end in happily ever after. You've probably heard the saying that 50% of marriages end in divorce. But did you know that 60% of these divorces are because of infidelity? And if finding out your partner was a cheater wasn't bad enough, in 2015, millions of wives came face to face with this truth in the most public way possible, through a massive data leak by a secret team of vigilante hackers. This is the fall of Ashley Madison and how one hack exposed 37 million cheating husbands. What is Ashley Madison? Life is short, have an affair. That is a slogan of the world's #1 married dating app.
It's good marketing, at least. You know what? It's good marketing. L cheaters, W hackers.
Founded in 2001 by Canadian entrepreneur Noel Biederman, Ashley Madison is a dating platform meant for those looking to arrange affairs, aka cheat on their partners.
Caught up in your daily routine, Ashley Madison, where the world explores affairs.
Ashley Madison markets itself as a place free of judgment for consenting adults looking to explore secret relationships. The site has had over 80 million signups since 2002, with an estimated
Wait, how many?
20,000 new members daily.
That's cap. I refuse to believe that. Not nowadays. Not nowadays. This must be old. Because I know the website used to be popular, but this must be this must be old. This must be old, bro. People are gonna do some shit. They're gonna use like a dating app. Alright, you know what?
The site doesn't only benefit the cheaters, though. Ashley Madison's parent company, Ruby Life, has been making some serious money from this platform.
Don't tell me it's the opposite. Where they like save a marriage.
Turns out that capitalizing off of infidelity is actually a really successful business model. Although the company is currently called Ruby Life, it used to have a different name, Avid Life Media. Remember that name because we'll be getting back to that later. As of 2023, Ashley Madison is raking in $400,000.
Wait, as of what?
Later. As of 2023, Ashley Madison is raking in $400,000 per every million users. And with
How, bro? Who are the dumbasses signing up for this? You stupid?
70 million users, that adds up to an annual revenue of $28 million, which makes Ashley Madison the 13th most profitable dating app in the world. The site makes most of its money from charging its male customers to access the main features. Each message you receive on Ashley Madison is hidden behind a paywall. Users can only bypass this with pay-per-use credits or through a monthly subscription. To send or even just read messages, you need to pay a fee of 5 credits, or prepay for an hour of live chatting for 50 credits.
Okay, this sounds like terrible, bro. Like, I know Tinder's pretty bad with their subscriptions, because, like, bro, most dating apps, you basically can't do anything without a subscription a lot of times. But, like, bro, you have to pay just to video call? Just to video call and text? No, there's better options, bro. There's better options. Almost worse than NFTs.
The credits are not cheap.
You could really hit a lick on this. Couldn't I just sign up? I could be a catfish for real. I could just sign up and pretend. Bro, if I put on some beauty filter, nobody would be able to tell the difference. I'm telling you. Nobody would be able to tell the difference. I could cut off the sack immediately, and nobody would be able to tell, bro.
For $59, you can only get 100 credits, which means each message could cost about $10. You can also use credits to add features like boosting your profile in search rankings or sending virtual gifts. Why are people willing to pay this much for a dating
It sounds like you can get scammed so easily.
Website? The main reason? Anonymity. Cheaters don't want to get caught. That's why they appreciate Ashley Madison's many anonymous features and don't mind spending a bit of cash for them. Users are given the option to have anonymous profiles filled with fake user information to make sure that no one knows their true identity. There's even a full delete button which charges users a $19 fee.
That's just like, is that not illegal? There has to be some form of being illegal. There has to be some form of being illegal in some type of way. Imagine just signing up for some shit and then you just have to pay to delete the account. Just have to pay to delete it. This is illegal. It has to be. Oh, they know what they're doing too. Oh my God. So they get you either way. Imagine like if somebody gets on there and they're like, oh, I'm having regrets. I'm not trying to do this. They're just like, all right, $19, you could leave. $19. Either way, you're losing.
After paying all portfolio that's meant to satisfy other
Cougar Life. Hold up, is this a real website? This isn't a real website, right? I'm gonna save the link. For no reasons. I gotta research into. These are pressing matters and pressing issues. We're really into pressing issues with this video. These are disgusting websites that take advantage of people's money, time, well-being. Y'all really have to understand that. I really have to research into this. I'm gonna save it and then look into it later. I got this. Don't worry. I'll be the hero right here. I'll be the hero.
Dating fantasies, and they aren't any better. Avid Life Media, the empire built on deception. Before becoming Ruby Life, the company was known as Avid Life Media, a name that frequently made headlines for its controversial websites. So in order to understand why Avid Life Media was an attractive target for hackers, we need to look into how these scandalous websites function. If there was one thing Avid Life Media knew how to do, it was to sell you a lifestyle. And what better way to do that than to give you the perfect ideal woman you're looking for?
What are these women? Hottie girl underscore ooh single. Melissa DX single, but she lying. Gas girl 313. Don't write to this. Oh, hell no. It sounds like the worst pickings ever.
On these websites. Instead of simply running ads to entice you, Avid Life Media took it one step further. They made these ads the faces of the company. Avid Life Media hired models to pretend to be top-level executives of these dating sites. They even created backstories to try and get more customers. These women would make several media appearances talking about how they built the businesses from the ground up.
Boys, it's easy to date a woman like me.
Claudia Optenkelder was one of these women. Posing as a CEO, she made several appearances on national TV talking about her dating platform, Cougar Life. Claudia was personable, well-liked, and was every man's dream.
Wait,
but what they did
so it's fake? I'm gonna research into it still, just in case.
Didn't know was that this was all a fantasy. And this questionable marketing strategy wasn't just aimed at men. They had another tactic to target women. In 2013, Avid Life Media was getting attention for all the wrong reasons. And it wasn't just one dating site that drew criticism. They had two. Combine these two sites with the Ashley Madison website, and you've got a trio package of questionable dating sites. So how did two scandalous sites put Avid Life Media in the hot seat? The dating site Arrangement Finders was targeted toward female university students, and younger adult
Wait.
Finders was targeted toward
need a summer job, date a sugar daddy. Oh my God. Nah, I would really be scamming on this shit, bro. I would really be scamming. I'd be like, oh yeah, I got all the money, man. I got all the money. I'll be scamming on this shit.
Female.
I wonder how many girls get like scammed because they think like, oh, you know, I could be a sugar girl, I guess. And then a dude like, a dude's just scamming them.
university students, and younger
Crazy
adult
billboard.
women. They launched billboards that featured pictures of known stars paired with suggestive text. So if the primary users were young women, who were the people trying to connect with them? Arrangement finders made it extremely clear who they were after because many of these ads were strategically placed near popular family attractions. You can pretty much guess what they were getting at. Girls on the site would get paid by men to go out on dates with them. These relationships were purely transactional, which meant that
That's so f***ed up. That's actually what do they call it? A housebreaker, house broker, something like that. House ruiner. They ruin the house, ruining marriages out here. Ruining marriages out here. Business is so scummy. Business is so scummy. Homewrecker, yeah.
that they usually towed the line between legal and illegal. Shortly after this controversy,
So it is
Arrangement
legal.
Finders shut down and their ads were taken down a week later. Just like Arrangement Finders, which was aimed at women, the second site was meant to target men, established men, aimed to connect beautiful women with interesting men. Both sites seemed to target vulnerable women in financial need, and people were not happy with these two sites. These websites were fine on paper, and there was no concrete evidence of illegal activity happening. It seemed like Avid Life Media cracked the code on monetizing even the worst kinds of dating. But just because they couldn't be taken down legally doesn't mean they couldn't be taken down.
thought you just said it
Avid
was
Life
illegal.
Media found itself targeted by people willing to take matters into their own hands, and they weren't playing by the rules. The hack. While Ashley Madison shows how far people will go for secret pleasure, real
Fucking sites do they have? No, they have a monopoly on this.
happiness isn't about secret desires. It's about living openly and healthy. And what better way to start than by
Free sponsor.
focusing on what you put into your body. So I read this book called How Not to Die, and it made me realize that what we eat is way more crucial than you think. But eating healthy and just 7 delivered code P in the description for Avid. Scan the QR code with your phone. In the first half of 2015, things were looking good for Avid Life Media. With over 30 million registered users on Ashley Madison, it was the leading married dating website. The site had grossed 115 million the year before, and the CEO, Noel Biederman, was taking home more than
Wait, which one? Hold up, I need to hear that
million,
again.
and it was the leading married media. With
hear
over
that again.
30 million registered users on Ashley Madison, it was the leading married dating website. The site had grossed 115 million.
I feel like that doesn't even make any sense. Like, there is a lot of married people out there, I guess, but I don't know. 30 million for 30 million? Like, those percentages are wild. 30 million unhappy marriages? That's wild.
The year before, and the CEO, Noel Biederman, was
bag, though.
taking home more than $5 million a year. With all
Damn.
these impressive numbers, there's no denying it. Cheating really did pay. With summer around the corner, it seemed like nothing could get in the way of Ashley Madison's growth. The warmer months meant summer flings, and no one benefited more from a casual hookup than they did. And although things would heat up, it wouldn't be in the way that anyone expected, because Ashley Madison would soon come face to face with its greatest fear.
This hack has a lot of people sweating it out right now. We mentioned it earlier. Cheating site Ashley Madison was hacked by a group calling itself the Impact Team.
I think we saw something like this, something about this.
July of 2015, the media
Biederman is a crazy last name. No, I just noticed it. Is it beating men? Biederman?
was on fire after a mysterious message showed up on the dark web. A group of anonymous hackers by the name of the Impact Team issued a cryptic warning to Avid Life Media. In the statement, the hackers addressed Ashley Madison's executives by name, welcoming them to their worst nightmare. They called out the company for its lack of protection of personal user information. Then they told the public how they had hacked into the systems
They're
of not
demon
just
timing.
Ashley Madison,
Goddamn.
but all the dating sites associated with their parent company, Avid Life Media. The hackers also exposed Ashley Madison for allegedly scamming its users with features like the full delete button, calling it a complete lie. Because after breaching the system, they were able to see the database of all the deleted user records. The message was a threat.
Bro, to be fair, that's a lot of companies. Yo, have y'all been seeing recently, like, so many companies are f***ing getting hacked? And we don't even realize it, because, like, when we sign up for an account, we don't realize, we're just like, oh, we don't care if it's hacked. Like, who the f*** is going to use my information? Sony, yeah. Bro, PlayStation was hacked. What else was hacked? Bro, hella companies were, like, hacked this past year. I think Facebook was hacked. Facebook was hacked. That's why they had a whole lawsuit, bro. There were so many hackings, and, like, people don't think it's much. But that's how you be getting those spam messages. Like, you ever get a message on your phone from, like, a random company saying like you want a gift card to your phone. Like, how does a scammer have your phone? How does that make any sense? That's because they buy the hacked information wherever they get it from, and then they send it to your phone. And people be getting tricked by that.
In the message, the hacker stated that if Avid Life Media did not shut down Ashley Madison and their other site, Established Men, the hackers would release the data of every single user. The end of the message name dropped all of the key players at Avid Life Media, asking them one question: what's it going to be? As expected, millions of people were in a complete frenzy after this.
Imagine this being you sign up for this website, like, oh my god, 20-year, 30-year marriages down the drain.
News broke. This wasn't just a risk to Avid Life Media. It was a risk.
Hack Facebook, bro. It has 2.5 billion people. Take all the information.
To any cheating person who had ever signed up to one of these sites. If this data were to get out, it wouldn't just be the end of Ashley Madison. It would be the end of millions of marriages. As the days passed, more and more people began to panic. It wasn't like this was some sort of baseless, empty threat. The Impact team had been slowly releasing bits and pieces of user information to pile on the pressure. But it wasn't just Avid Life Media that felt the stress. It was their customers. Reddit forums blew up. News outlets used it as their top story. It even became a hot topic for late night.
But wouldn't you kind of reveal yourself? Like, if you were, let's say you were mad about Ashley Madison getting hacked, bro, wouldn't you reveal yourself? Like, you're basically people are gonna realize, like, damn, why are you so worried about this? Like, why are you so worried about this? It's a bad issue, yeah, but why are you so worried about it? You would just get caught.
Talk show host. Their promise. The private data of over 37 million users was released to the public via—
I'll be honest, bro, if this was me, if I was in like a 30-year marriage or some shit, like literally our families know each other, we're all interlinked. After this, bro, I might just have to end it.
The dark web. 32 million names were plastered all over the internet. All of these names came with addresses, phone numbers, transaction histories, and email addresses, all taken from their Ashley Madison profiles. A whopping amount of 10 gigabytes of data were exposed for the public to see.
Damn.
But the remorse—
that's 10 gigabytes of just text. Really think of it. 10 gigabytes of text, bro. You have games that have less gigabytes than that. Just pure text.
Surprises in store when the information was released. Around 15,000 of the exposed email addresses were .gov or .mil, which meant that they belonged to government or military.
Oh my god, bro, this just proves to you that the older bro, I'm telling y'all, bro, the older generation, they don't know shit about technology. They don't know about making a new Gmail. It takes you like 2 seconds to make a new Gmail. Bro, y'all know how many Gmails I have? You know how many Gmails I have for free trials? Bro, they don't know about that shit though. They don't be knowing about that shit. It's actually wild.
Personnel. Along with user information, the Impact Team hackers also leaked documents, email chains, and other private information of Ashley Madison CEO Noel Biederman. And the icing on the cake? The Impact Team left one final gift, a message titled "Time's Up," meant for the team at Avid Life Media and users of Ashley Madison. Immediately, the internet began picking apart every detail of these messages. The Impact Team had practically just told the world that everything Avid Life Media had been telling its customers was a lie. Even if you put the hack aside, some of the claims in these letters were highly concerning. Ashley Madison is a site that profits off the promise of protecting the personal data of its users. But were they really protecting user data?
The site was running something called a full delete feature, where you pay a certain fee and then the site promises to obviously delete all of your information, because of course it's quite a sensitive site. They claim that this wasn't happening, and they found evidence of this in the data, and they released it to sort of—
I'm trying to think how many companies do the same thing, because like they have a delete account feature on almost every app now, or a lot of them. I'm wondering how many accounts do that.
Vindicate these customers.
In their initial warning, the Impact Team pointed to the full delete feature as an example to—
oh my god, I forgot it costs $19. They're professional scammers. You gotta pay for this shit. You have to pay for it.
Expose Avid Life Media.
Full delete. Be discreet. Remove all traces of your users for only 19.
Is deceptive
Straight up just
practices.
throwing your
The
money
hackers
away?
claimed that this particular feature had earned the company $1.7 million in revenue at the time of the data breach, all while allegedly being a complete lie. This feature costs $19 per
And then
year.
imagine the people that did use it, and after that, the hack came out and all the stuff released, and then their names are still there. Oh, they thought they could get away with it.
But despite promises made to customers, their data wasn't actually deleted from the site even after they paid. Their credit card information remained stored in the transaction history, and the purchase details were not removed as promised. That means that usernames and addresses remained on record, which made the delete button entirely useless. And people only found this out because of the Impact team's hack. Many customers who had paid for the full delete feature were shocked to find their personal information still in the leaked database. There was so much backlash that Avid Life Media was dragged into several lawsuits.
This is a solid class action lawsuit right here.
One unnamed woman was so outraged to find that her personal information was exposed that she sought out more than $5 million in
Yeah,
damage.
get that back, bro. I would have done the same thing. Bro, if I'm about to... I would have joined that shit.
As more evidence was gathered to validate the Impact team's claims, it was getting harder to deny that Ashley Madison was a fraud. And if that wasn't enough to ruin their credibility, there was more. In the Impact team's Time's Up message, they provided a key statistic that stunned everyone. See, Ashley Madison fake profile lawsuit. 90 to 95% of actual users are male. The belief that Ashley Madison...
I mean, that's most dating apps is a majority, guys.
Created fake female...
That's why your odds are so... That's why they always talk about your odds are so bad on a dating app. But your odds are, like, actually terrible. Especially, bro, you could be an average-looking dude. Like, let's say it's 7. You get, like, 1 match maybe a month.
Profiles wasn't new. Since the site's creation, people have questioned whether or not it actually had as many women as they advertised. But it wasn't until the Impact team released their statement that people actually started to do some digging. In 2012, Ashley Madison found itself in the middle of a lawsuit with former employee Doriana Silva. The employee claimed that she suffered injuries as a result of tasks that she had to do on the job. You might be thinking, maybe she fell off a ladder or tripped on a wire or something. Well, Doriana claimed that she was forced to make 1,000 fake female profiles within a matter of weeks when the site was launching its Portuguese version. She was seeking $20 million in damages because this resulted in forearm and wrist injuries. Ashley Madison...
Okay. Damn, bro. She had no... You know what? It makes sense. I was about to say she's suing to help people, but... Never mind. I thought she was going to sue because it was unethical.
Then countersued for $100,000, claiming that Doriana kept confidential documents even after leaving her job. The lawsuits were thrown out, but this added more evidence to the Impact team's claims. After the data...
Just go on Discord if you want to get a girlfriend or boyfriend. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea, y'all. It's probably... I don't know why you even said that. It's probably not a good idea. That's even worse. Y'all are saying that, but some of y'all in here have Discord kittens for sure. Like some of y'all, bro, there's probably like at least a solid couple of y'all that have a Discord kitten in the NFG Discord, I guarantee. And I don't permit that shit, okay? I don't permit that.
Confirmed that the statistic was true, multiple class action lawsuits were filed against Ashley Madison. The lawsuit accused the site of using fembots to attract paying male customers, arguing that this made them victims of fraud. The released information revealed that the hackers say 90 to 95% of female profiles on the site are fake. Investigative journalists also joined in on the search for the truth. After pouring countless hours into researching the data, they found concrete proof that there were virtually no women on the site.
In the database that was released, the website had 31 million men and 5.5 million women.
Terrible ratio. 5 times. 5 times the amount.
Women, which is a ratio of about 5 to 1.
I feel like that's weird though, because nowadays, like, okay, nowadays dating apps are pretty bad, but like they're not this bad. Like they're not this bad compared to the man and the guy and girl ratio. It's never this bad.
But Newitz discovered that of those 5.5 million women, only 1,492 ever looked at a single message in their inbox.
Oh, they was there for the bag. Yeah, then they was there for the bag. Do they get paid? Like if you sign up as being a woman on that website, would you get paid? Shit, I could have been a professional catfish, bro.
Compared to more than 20 million men who had looked at their inboxes. That means of all of the active users on the website, 0.01%, actually less than 0.01%, of those users were women.
After this news spread, Avid Life Media claimed that this wasn't their fault, but rather that third parties had maliciously misused their site. It turns out that Ashley Madison has a reputation for attracting a range of external scams.
Yeah, no fucking shit. Scammers are gonna look at your website and try to be catfishes, bro. I was gonna do the same thing. After hearing this video, I'm gonna do the same thing on your shitty ass website. Just to scam a bunch of guys to send me money on Cash App because they're stupid.
Many have used Ashley Madison as a means for catfishing, blackmail, or phishing scams targeted at its users. Since a majority of Ashley Madison profiles are meant to have minimal personal information, it makes it a much easier platform to disguise yourself as someone else. But let's not forget, the company itself has been caught creating thousands of fake profiles. Sure, they have a point about third-party interference, but most of these fake female profiles were still made by the
a congressman on there, dude. They popped up with like, it said it was 21,000 government emails.
Company. How do we know this? Well, IP addresses were analyzed to reveal the location of where these accounts were last used. The key findings were that a staggering 80,805 profiles linked back to one specific IP address. Which one? The Ashley Madison offices. All signs were pointing to one thing. Ashley Madison had practically no—
Bro, they're not even smart with it. Like, why did they not use a VPN? Why are using the same IP address? They gotta be smart with it. They should all use separate VPNs. Use like some NordVPN or something. Why are they all using the same Wi-Fi? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
No female users. The Impact team had blown the roof off of Ashley Madison's entire operation. The big question is, who really is the Impact team? Vigilantes or villains? Now, what would you even classify the Impact team as? Villains, heroes, vigilantes? Nothing else was known about them besides what they told us in their letters, so no one knew for sure. But it seemed obvious that their morals pushed them to do what they did. We are dedicated, focused, skilled, and we're never going away. If you profit off the pain of others, whatever it takes, we will completely own you. Judging by their words, they seem to be expert hackers aiming to deliver—
Bro, hacker groups, like, it's really not talked about in society. Hacker groups are really like, they're heroes a lot of times, but they're not called heroes. They call them vigilantes, right? What is a vigilante? Somebody that helps, but it's not really for the purpose of everybody, but I don't even remember. But a lot of hacker groups, like Anonymous, bro. I remember, who did Anonymous hack? I think I saw a video recently. Anonymous hacked like the Scientology website. They hacked the Scientology website like 10 years ago because they kept harassing people. Like, they kept harassing people. They would be crazy about it. Harassing people, and then they hacked them and they took down their website. They're the Batman of the internet. Yeah,
their own version of justice. And even though we don't know anything more personal about them,
I feel like with all of our power in the Tommy NFG channel, we can take down North Korean web. Yo, y'all are actually trying to get me killed. Stop giving ideas. Stop giving ideas, bro. Y'all know for a fact they will send like some agent here and just take me out.
They did do an interview through email about the hack. During this interview, they were asked about what the process was like hacking into Avid Life Media, and the answers were pretty surprising and only ended up making Ashley Madison's customers even more upset. The Impact team said that they worked hard to make a fully undetectable attack, only to get into the system and find nothing to bypass. When the interviewer asked about the state of Avid Life Media's security, her answer started with just one word: bad. The hackers exposed that the company's security was weak, basically just dividing their network into smaller parts. This simple setup was far from effective at keeping out unauthorized users. According to the hackers, using just a basic VPN was enough to gain access to all the servers. For a company that says it
bro, me and the hackers alike, because I literally just said that. They should have just used the VPN.
Cares about keeping its users' information private. Weak security system made Ashley Madison users even more mad. They had been paying all of this money to use a site they assumed would keep their private information safe. Not only did that not happen, but the company didn't even have the right system in place to protect it. The Impact team claimed that Avid Life Media makes around $100 million in fraudulent dollars a year, and that the website became a breeding ground for illegal activity. It turns out the hackers have been watching it all go down for years. The Impact team finally felt that it was time to make a move and shut the site down. They also addressed the elephant in the room. Who was the true blackmailer in the situation? Their answer? We didn't blackmail users. Avid Life Media blackmailed them. Through this interview, it seemed—
So they basically, bro, this is the equivalent to when somebody comes in my Twitch chat after like typing in some crazy shit, they get banned and they're like, oh, it's my brother. It was my half left sister. It wasn't my fault. I mean, they're the ones running it. Shit. Can't get mad at me. They did this to themselves.
It became clear that the Impact team hacked Ashley Madison because they felt it was necessary. It seemed like the 37 million users were just caught in the middle while the Impact team was trying to bring down Avid Life Media. The hacker group ended the interview by answering one final question. Will the Impact team be hacking any other sites in the future? Not just sites, any companies that make hundreds of millions profiting off the pain of others' secrets and lies. To this day, no one truly knows who the Impact team is, but one thing's clear, they exposed Avid Life Media. So that leaves us with one big question. What happened to the husbands who had their information leaked?
We don't need to know. We know what happened. Unless you finessed it, bro. Some dudes probably finessed this, actually. They could have been like, well, honey, I mean, it was an accident. It was an accident.
Shattered marriages. With so much media coverage and a couple of famous people on the list, word spread like wildfire.
Okay, the thing is, why the fuck are you, as a famous person that's married, like, bro, whether you're a guy or girl that's famous, you can find fans to fuck. Like, it wouldn't be that hard. Just do that instead. It would probably be easier in that case.
About the leak. It didn't take long for the one secret Ashley Madison users to face consequences, not just from their partners, but also from their friends, families, and coworkers. The Impact team left the cheaters one final message. It was ALM that failed you and lied to you. Prosecute them and claim damages, then move on with your life. Learn your lesson and make amends. Embarrassing now, but you'll get over it.
Damn.
But unfortunately for some, the consequences
I read that message, bro. I would just feel ashamed. I would just feel ashamed. If I was that cheater, I just feel ashamed.
Their new reality became too much to handle, and they never got over it. Millions of guilty husbands were trying to salvage their marriages. With websites like checkashleymadison.com giving
I told y'all, that's what I said. They probably made a website to check
wives easy access to the leaked data, these secret relationships.
I don't want to check that.
Weren't so secret anymore. But while most men attempted to fix their mistakes, others simply couldn't.
More fallout tonight from that hack of the cheating website, Ashley Madison.
The unfortunate passing of some men seemed to happen after the Ashley Madison hack. Another Ashley Madison.
Oh no, they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it, bro. They actually ended themselves in a game. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. I'm telling y'all, bro. Some shit you just gotta have, you gotta die to the grave with. There's a lot of things, something that happened to you that you gotta just die. What am I saying? There's something that has happened to you that you're just gonna die to the grave with. Like, you're not gonna tell anybody.
Users became victims of even more internet blackmail.
Don't check the website, it will dox people.
With their contact information available for anyone to see, scammers saw an opportunity. The scammers aimed to blackmail the husbands for money, usually in the form of Bitcoin, by saying they would reveal their affairs to their families. Like most internet schemes, many of these emails sat in the inbox ignored. However, these scammers weren't playing around. If they weren't given their $2,500 ransom, they would send personalized letters to the wives informing them of their husband's spot in the Ashley Madison user database. It wasn't just cheating husbands who got messages like these. Small businesses also got emails from people claiming to be hackers. These emails said that they would release private information from their websites unless they got paid. For better or for worse, the identities of these cheaters were out there, and the reactions were definitely mixed. Some sympathized with the husbands, arguing that their private data was exposed because of the carelessness of a company that they thought
sympathize, bro. Sympathize. Who was sympathizing with this? Who was sympathizing with this?
They could trust. Others felt that what happened was completely justified and that cheaters deserve no sympathy. But regardless of what side you're on, one thing's for sure. The Impact team lived up to their name. They made a lasting impact that won't be forgotten. The story of Ashley Madison is a reminder to be careful who you give your data to. And also, the obvious lesson, don't cheat. My friends, be careful online because it only takes one click to change your life forever. Visual venture. Wait.
Shit, well, I don't have that issue. You know, I need to find somebody to cheat with. What's the opposite of that? What's the opposite where you can't cheat? Alright, y'all, but yeah, that's the lesson. Don't cheat. A lot of y'all probably single anyway, so I mean, you don't gotta worry about it.